I am Dr. K. JAYAPRIYA, Department of Business Administration, K.S.Rangasamy College of Arts and Science. Today my topic is performance appraisal. This first slide. So first of all, we want to know about what is meant by performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is nothing but evaluate an employee performance in workplace or team performance or individual performance, anything it is. So you should evaluate an employee performance called as a performance appraisal. So according to Flippo, performance appraisal is a systematic, periodic and so far as humanly possible an impartial rating of an employee's excellence in matters pertaining to his present job and to his potentialities for a better job. So performance appraisal has been helpful to evaluate a present job for doing a better job. How the employees has been evaluated means evaluated by HR manager or some of the higher authorities based on the large scale industries or small scale industries like that. So performance appraisal usually evaluated during some of the periodic years, that means quarterly years, half-yearly years, yearly ones, like that. So in the same slide, so what are the main objectives of performance appraisal? The main objective is the performance appraisal. Already I tell about that performance appraisal is an evaluate an individual performance. So evaluating an individual performance is helpful to promote the employees or transfer the employees or giving some of the financial hike, incentives or some of the allowances. So these types of benefits provided by organization to the employees based on that this performance appraisal evaluations. So main objectives to determine the effectiveness of employees to present job decide their benefits. So usually the employees want to know the benefits of the organization. So the organization decide so what are the benefits the employee doing the organization. So this is the gap between the analysis of performance appraisal and the organization evaluate the employees. So second one is to identify the shortcomings of employees so as to overcome them through systematic guidance and training. Suppose some of the employees lacking some of the result or some of the productivity or some of the lacking to do the work, means the organization given training to the employees, given some of the counseling to the employees called as a shortcoming of employees to find out their potential for promotion and advancement. Some of them doing better job in the organization, giving the better result based on that time consumption or cost consumption, like that. So at that base the organization gives some of the additional benefit except some salary, that means incentives or some of the promotions or transfers, like that. In the third slide, so the organization, so what based the organization doing a performance appraisal, that means the process of performance appraisal. So it's based on that establishing performance standards. So once you education is completed, you should go the job. So in the job we don't know about so what type of standards the organization has been followed. So at that time the organization setting some of the standards, they are discussing with the new employees, this one they are expected, so this one we can expect from to achieve the organization goal. So these are all the standards, the organization standards the organization should communicate the new employees. Stand on is communicating the standard, that means discussing about the organization objectives. So these types of organization, so we are doing these types of work, so we expected this from employees. So these are all the communicating of the standards. Measuring the actual performance after discussing the standard performance of the employees. So what the employees are doing done the job. So that the appraisal means the periodic years or some of the quarterly years the organization evaluate the employee performance. So at that time the actual performance of the employees has been evaluated, comparing the actual performance with the desired performance. So desired performance is nothing but the organization expected from the employees called as a desired performance. So that is an actual performance means what employee done in the job, so what they are doing in the job. So what is the benefits of the organization called as an actual and desired performance. The organization definitely comparing the actual performance and desired performance, discussing the result. Once the employee is doing the better job, means the organization discuss with the higher authorities and giving the some of the incentive benefits or some of the promotion transfers, like that. Otherwise suppose the employees has been lacking in the productivity, or some of the organization not satisfied the organization desire, means giving some of the counseling or training to the employees, because the employees has been new. So at that time lacking means they are giving the training. Suppose again and again the organization employees has been lacking, means the organization have rights to terminate the employees. So this is a structure establishment of performance standard. That means the organization should setting some of the standard of the employees, some of the goal or some of the objectives of the employees, mutually set measurable goals. Organization and employees jointly setting the organization goal, called as a mutually set measurable goal. Measurement of performance, so what the employees done in the job is called as a measurement of performance. Comparison of actual performance with the standard means, so actual performance, what the employee done and what the organization has been expected is called as a comparison of actual performance and standard set. Discussion of the appraisal with the employees. If the employee doing a better job, means they are giving some of the promotions or like the benefits, extra benefits from the salary. Identification and initiation of action means they are upcoming the action. That means giving some of the promotion means it is a hike, it is a transfer, like that, or otherwise giving a some lack of the employee means giving some of the training to the employees. Otherwise they are not doing a better job, means the organization have a rights to terminate the employees. Next slide. So in the ancient days they are following two methods. So old method is called as an traditional method, the new method called as an modern method. The few methods only we discussed in the below slide. So these are all the methods: ranking method, paired comparison method, grading method, forced distribution method, forced choice method, checklist method, critical incident method, graphic scale method, essay method, field review method, and confidential method. So these are all the methods they are following in the ancient days. That means before 90s and 18s. So at that time the company has been followed these types of methods. In the modern methods nowadays we are updated. So nowadays we are following these types of methods: management by objectives, behavioral anchor rating scales, assessment method, 360-degree performance appraisal, and also cost accounting method. Few methods only we have as slides. So let me discuss about the few methods. Ranking method. So usually ranking means we know about the ranking, because you have scored the more marks, means the organization gives some of the ranking. So organization set some of the standards, is it right? So the organization standard, if you are satisfied the organization standard, means at that time the organization gives some of the ranking to the employees. If got the more mark out of 5 out of 4 means, or 5 out of 5 means, if you got appreciated, so you have some of the promotional benefits, monetary benefits. So at that time, based on the rank, based on the total, based on the what the employee is setting a organization standards. So that is called as a ranking method. Next one, paired comparison method. Paired comparison method, it can be compared with 1-to-1. That means one employee has been compared with another employee. Why we are comparing means some of the employees doing a better job, so they are compared with another employees. So for has been developed to use the big organization, each employee is compared with other employees taking only one at a time. The evaluator compares two employees and put a tick mark against an employee whom he considers a better employee, because the better, if the employee lack of something means they are give the better employee give us some training to the lack of the employee. So at that time the lack of employee has been automatically motivated. We want to do some of the better job, or we want to get some of the organization monetary benefits, like that. So only in the ancient, that means traditional method, they are following this method. Nowadays they are not following this method, comparison method. Next one. So this is a diagram. So this is a three-person, Margot, Sam and Sally. So both are compared with Margot and Sam, Sam and Sally. So both are compared. So who is the finally better one? So that is called as a performance appraisal. So Margot is better. This is the performance appraisal result of Margot. Next one, forced distribution method. So this method which forces the rater to distribute the ratings of the overall performance of an employee is known as forced distribution method. Group-wise rating is done under this method. This method is suitable large organization. Individual traits could not be appreciated under this method. So example, a group of workers doing the same job would fall into the same group as supervisor and above average. So in this forced distribution method, just bits of explanation. So usually the all organization, they are doing doing a teamwork. So at that time, so some employees doing a better job, or some employees not done any jobs, or mentally deviated, or need some lack of training or lack of communication, like that. So at that time, the supervisor has been evaluated, judging about the group of confidence levels only. So that is called as an forced distribution method. Not they are appreciated as an individual who are all good doing the job. They are appreciated or giving the mark, or just evaluated who is good, who is average, who is better. So that is, they are judged by the group of members. That is called as a teamwork members. So this is called as a forced distribution method. In this next slide, so this is the number of employees. There are a lot of employees working in the same group. So many of the employees doing well. That means many of the team doing the good job, or as soon as possible they are achieving the organization goal. They are reach the productivity level, means so at that time they are giving a satisfactory level. So at that time they are forced distribution method. But in the unsatisfactory method also, some of the employees doing a good one. Is it right? So at that time the employees has been affected. So in this forced distribution method, they are evaluated by the team, not an individual. So this is the drawbacks. Also the forced distribution method. Next one, grading method. So nowadays we are follow as an grading. That means certain categories of abilities or performance of employees are defined well in advance, fall in certain grades under this method. Such grades are very good, average, poor. Here the individual traits and characteristics. So grading in this method has been evaluated based on the employee's character, the employee discipline. So how he is working, how they are obeying to superiors. So based on that, this grading method has been followed. Okay, so next one. So this is a grading method. So how quality of work, quantity of work, knowledge of the particular employees, attitude, how they are behaving, how they are doing the job, dependability and cooperation. So these are all called as traits. So these, based on that, we are evaluated the employee performance, called as a grading method. Next one, checklist. So checklist, the appraisal of the ability of an employee through getting answers for a number of questions is called as a method of checklist. So checklist is nothing but already superior have some of the checklist. That means some of the question types, a question or SR type question and answer they are having. So if the employee is satisfied the checklist or not. The next slide we have to know about that. So if the employee is satisfied with the job, so this is one of the checklist of the supervisor. So this is a yes or no. So if you are doing good means yes, or otherwise means no. So does he finish the job accurately means yes or no. So these types of checklist. So this is a model question papers. So we have lot of checklist based on the training, based on that performance of the years, based on the productivity, time consuming, what are the benefits of the organization of the employees. So these are all many traits of there, and also many checklist also have the managers. So these are all the just samples. So here, next one, forced choice method. So this is also one of the difficulty method too, because in this method they are following two things, one positive, another one is a negative. So in this positive thing, what it means, so the superior or HR manager have some questions. So in that questions they have one positive answer, one negative answers. Okay, you should choose their either or negative. Is it right? So next slide. So I have given the format of 1 and 2. Here the question is, which of the following describes you best? There is a two chance. One is an I am outgoing, and one is an I hard work. Once the employee choose any one of them. Okay. So first one is an I am outgoing. This is an active one. Second one is an I am work hard. They are forcing to do something choosy. Is it right? So this is called as an, this method has been evaluated. Next one, critical incident method. So this method we know well about that. Nowadays also many of the institution has been followed this method. So critical incident method the organization gives some of the critical situation to the employees, how the employees has been handled that the situation called as a critical incident method. So in this incident method, how the employee behavior, they are afraid about that situation, or how they are handled, how they are sustainable. So these are all things are evaluated. They are just giving some of the tasks to the employee, means just giving the task, or otherwise not created the situation like that, how the employee behave, how the employee traits, how the employee character, personality, how they are behaving. So these are all called as a critical incident method. One of the examples given below. So one of the example is critical incident method, a fire sudden breakdown accident. So there are number of employees are working in the organization. So at that time, so what is the reaction of the employees if you given as a sudden situation? So that is an inform the superior immediately, means given ratings of 5, become anxious means of loss of output means 4, tired to repair the machine means 3, complaint for poor maintenance means 2, was happy to force test means 1. So if you are anything if it happen in the organization, you immediately reported to supervisor, means we give a rank 5. So it is a better performance of the employees. So this based on that the employee performance has been evaluated. Next one, graphic rating scale method. This is a linear rating scale. So in this method, printed appraisal form is used to appraise each employee. The form lists traits, quality and reliability. It is a printed form, that means a paperwork. So they are giving some of the checklist or some of the blank form to you about something listed out. So you should fill about the employees what we are done in the job. So that is an graphic rating scale method. Next one, field review method. So usually this field review method they are following in the marketing, because mostly the marketing managers or marketing employees, they are fulfill the customer needs. So at that time the supervisor going to the field and asking about the employees, how they are working, how they are handling, how they are solving the problem. So based on that, this field review method has been calculated. So in this field review method, they are collecting some of the information and gathering the information and write the supervisor in the essay method. So based on that essay method, that printed copy has been submitted to supervisor. They are evaluated and giving some of the monetary benefits. Peer evaluates the employees. This may done individually or in group. Maybe it has been done in individual or group, because mostly the marketing team has been going into the teamwork. So it can be evaluated team or individual. MBO. This is a modern method. So before we see the all slides called as a traditional method. So in the traditional way they are following that method. So nowadays we are following these methods. Why we are following these methods in nowadays in performance appraisal, means in the traditional ways they are not updated, so they are all working in very loyal and so passionate. So nowadays we are all updated, we have some of the technological knowledge. So MBO means employee also jointly setting the organization goal. It has been helpful to jointly doing the organization job, organization goal as soon as possible. Before asking something or before discussing something, the organization setting the job or setting the goal, means it is difficult to achieve the employees, because we don't know about the employee mindset or what are the ideas the employee having. So what are the ways they are doing that work like that. So the organization and management jointly setting the organization goal, means it can be helpful to achieve the organization goal as soon as possible, and also time consuming, it also employee convenient too. So MBO, it means management by objectives, and the performance is rated against the achievement of objectives stated by the management. MBO process goes under established goals and desired outcomes for subordinates. So once we decided to set the organization goal, means we should discuss with the employees. So what are the outcomes we expected, what we are doing next, like that. So next one, setting performance standards. So what we are expected is called as performance standards, comparison of actual goals and goals attained by the employees. So what we are expected from the employees, what the employee want to do. Next one, establishing new goals. So this is a process of MBO. So first one, define organization goals. So what type of this can be done by the organization, that means management team. So define organization goals means, so what type of goals we have expected to achieve the end of the organization achievement. So that is a define organization goal. Next, define employee objectives. So the employee, what we are going to do, this is defined by management. Next one, continuous monitoring the performance process. So what the employees, they are doing all this, and continuous monitoring performance and progress, performance evaluation. So weekly or yearly ones or monthly ones, they are based on the project work, based on the company objective, the employees has been evaluated by organization. Next one, providing feedback. So what are all the drawbacks they are faced in the organization or in the customers or in the manufacturing team, like that. So they are getting the feedback. Next, performance appraisal. So these are all satisfied by the organization. Then the organization has been evaluated the employee performance. So this is the process. Next one, 360-degree performance appraisal. So this is a very convenient one, because the employees usually in the traditional method or in modern method, the performance appraisal has been evaluated by the supervisor or by the manager or some of the hierarchy level. Is it right? So in this 360-degree feedback, they are getting a information, they are getting a feedback from 360 around the employees who are all working with together. Maybe a manager, maybe a customers, maybe a family members, maybe where he stay, maybe with friends or peers, like that. So in this next slide, so 360 performance appraisal. So 360-degree is an employee. Is it right? So based on the 360 means the boss, the team members, peers, customers, staff, self. So based on that evaluation, based on that information, the employee performance has been evaluated. If they are, suppose they are behave rudely to customer, means the information also collected. They are doing soft good job and they are doing a good one, means that information also collected. So this also submitted to higher officials. Next one. So in this traditional methods and the modern methods, this is the main drawbacks, because they have a lot of paperwork. So some of them particularly doing working for employees. Is it right? So some of the superiors or some of the managers have to work for individual or teamwork, how they are done the work. So this is the very difficult one. This is the time wasting, I think, like that. So this is the obstacles. So next one is this is the paperwork. Many paperwork are having, because a graphic rating scale having some of the paperwork. Is it right? So paperwork also second one. So lack of support from management. So usually doing a performance of the employee, evaluate the employee means when the job has been completed. So this is a difficult task of top management. So performance appraisal demands too much of supervisory effort. So usually you should give some of the promotions, or you have to give some of the training of the employee, means you have to take more effort by the supervisor, because we have to evaluate and submit the report to higher officials. Is it right? So at that time it is a waste of time. Superiors do not fully understand the purpose and procedures of performance appraisal, right? Superiors is not a god, so they don't know about the employees' traits and characters. So at that time, so based on that superior statement, we have not judged the particular employees. So this is a main drawback. So superiors lack skills. Maybe the employee not only lack in training, lack in education, or lack in communication. Superior also lack in some of the education, communication, like that. Is it right? So how you judge the superior only lacking, the employee also lacking? So both are having need to know about some of the lacking about ourselves. Is it right? Lack of clear objectives of stand-off, some of the training, some of the conflict has been occur in the management. So these are all many obstacles that are having the performance appraisal where they are doing. Thank you.